All right, all right, all right. Live, uncut, unedited. I love being black. Tell the truth and shame the devil. All right, all right, all right, all right. This is live, uncut, unedited. This is where we tell the truth and we shame the devil. So we do. Come on in, people. Come on in. Come on in. We got a great story to talk about today. Our young folks in Tinley Park. All right. Hey, people, don't forget to share some stars with your brother. Support your brother any kind of way you can. If you don't, ain't no problem. We don't beg. We don't do that thing here. We're not passing them around an offering plate or anything like that. Whosoever will, let them give. Not ain't no problem. No love lost. All right, to my YouTube family, come on in. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube so that every time I go on, you'll know. Facebook family, I want to thank YouTube family for tuning in, been hanging in there faithfully with me. So, hey, it is what it is, people. Had a good day today out in the park today. Wasn't no shooting and no violence and nothing, no fights and nothing. It was all peace, grown folk stuff. So I put some things up on my reels, so you guys welcome to check it out. All right, let's get back to the program at hand. Gilda Simone. All right, how you doing, Gilda? Michelle Richardson. What's going on today? All right. Miss Carmel Hazel. Hey, how you doing? Don Tillman. What's going on? Nisha Thomas Taylor. Hey, how you doing? Billy Kenslow. All right. We're going to talk about, it's a fight broke out yesterday at the Tinley Park Carnival yesterday. And we didn't hear much about it, but we're going to talk about it a bit and show a little footage. And I just found out through my radio personality, Early Walker, who I'd be on 106.3 with, and he told me last night that it was a fight broke out yesterday. Actually, I wish I had been there, got it, but wasn't there. Can't be everywhere every time. All right, Steven, what's up, brother? I see you. Angela, hold on, Angelique. Angelique Moore, what's up? What's up? I don't know. Every time I get in front of this mic, Mary Rose, what's up, Mary? Lynn Miller, what's up? Brenda Givens, what's up? Samela, I'm back. I'm on here, Samela. All right. Samela inboxed me like, hey, Martin, we're going live tonight. I said, yeah, we're going live. We're going live. Had a long day today, people. Had a record show today. Chanel Jones. All right. All right. Nisha Thomas Taylor again. Yes. I'm blessed and highly favored. How are you, Martin? I'm great. Don Nicole, what's going on? Taylor Street. Yeah, we were having a good time out there. Martin, how can I share some valuable information with you? What you could do is on this page, Martin G. Johnson, inbox me. Inbox me. Now that I know I can look for it, just inbox me. Lavelle Cunningham, what's going on? All right. All right. Veronica Walker, what's up, Kenneth? Beginning of the end of the carnival, at least in Chicago. Okay, it wasn't Chicago, it was in Tinley Park. Nathan, what's going on? Yeah. All right. Jimmy Dean. All right. What's up, Jimmy Dean? What's up, bro? Sherry Blakely. What's going on, Sherry? Christina Reed. They're going to shut that down. They did already. They won't have the footage like they're here and meetings will be held. Okay, they shut it down today. It's supposed to end today. They canceled today. All right. Denise Blunt. All right. Kenny Swatson. What's up? And see, the thing is, people, our teenagers, it's calling the flash mob. So, I mean, the teenagers, they're very smart. They say, okay, they got an eye on us in Chicago. They watching us downtown, Millennium Park. So we're gonna take our other things, other places, our gatherings. Yeah. Yep. Doretha Glass. All right. Angelique. That's how you say it, Martin. Okay. Angelique. Okay. Angelia. Okay, I got it. I got it now. Thank you, baby. Thank you. Thank you. I got it. I got it. I got it. Hope I got it. All right. Summer Ann, what's going on? Michelle, what up, Michelle? Michelle, Yolanda Michelle. All right. Dinaro. No, was that D? Let me pronounce that correctly, man. Denard Gibson. I'm sorry. All right. Kimberly, what's up, Kimberly? Paula, what's up, family? Paulette, I mean, me and Paulette grew up together. All right. Hey, Yolanda, how you doing? All right, now, is that Kia? I can't pronounce your name, sister, but I'm gonna put it up on the board so we know we can see you. We see you, my dear sister. Franklin McLeod, what's going on? Loretha D. Laurie. All right. Kathy Johnson Manning. Somebody said, I bet they won't come to DuPage County with that. You know what? All right. Lavelle Cunningham, they closed the middle. Yeah, they did close it. James Reed. What's up, James? Sharon B. Sharon Bell. Sharon Bell King. What's going on? David McDonald. What's up, brother David? Doing a lot of great work in the community. This is the gentleman right here on the screen that cuts free hair in Inglewood. And he cuts hair for a living, but he takes time out of his busy schedule to serve the community free of charge. You can't buy him lunch. He will not accept a tip and none of that. He won't accept nothing. Just coming. And when he come out there, you have to follow his page to know when he's out there. David McDonald. David McDonald. Check him out, people. Loretha Laurie, or D. Laurie. Okay, Mary Rose. All right. Bonnie Williams, what's going on? Kenny Swampson, I see you. All right. Barbara Melvin, what's going on? Debbie Robes. I think I pronounced that. They said it was a flash mob of teens within minutes of arriving, started havoc and fighting. No excuse. Their sole purpose was to go there. Should have been more than 5 locked up. Okay. Chris Seller, what's up, Chris? Tilly Park don't put up with that hood rat stuff. Okay. David McDonald, people look him up, y'all. State Street Kids driving now, huh? Hey, that's up. Y'all going in on it, y'all folks. Cut it out. Does Jackson Park go down every Sunday. Every Sunday, Lavelle. Every Cunningham, every Sunday. Grown folk stuff. Leave your pistols at home. Leave your game banging at home. Grown people stuff. All right. Christine Reed. All right. Kimberly Jackson. Hey, hey. Joanna White. Hey, Miss Joanna. Lawana Trailer. Hey, Miss Lawana. A guy who joined my church today would definitely appreciate his compassionate barber service. Okay, well, what it is you have to follow his page. You have to follow his page to know when he's out there. Normally he's out there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, some Sundays. So have to follow his page. The suburbs better come up with a plan because the holiday is coming up next weekend. I know. Bonnie Williams, what page is the barber on? David, let me put it up there. Reggie Rivers, all right. Mario Santana Calvin. All right. All right, David McDonald, put your website up there for us. David McDonald, Candy Apple. Mark Caramel Hazel, or gee, I inbox. Okay, you inbox me. Okay, I'm gonna check it out. I'll check it out. All right, said she inboxed me. All right, David McDonald, I need you to put up your website. Dave got a website. All right, live, uncut, unedited. All right, people, come on with it. Come on with it. Come on with it. All right, let me check that. Okay, all right, look at it now, Miss Carmel. Okay, I see that. All right, let's see. Okay. Okay, got you. Nathan, okay. All right, I got you. All right. Big cover. Okay. All right. I'm gonna leave it up there, people, so you can get it. David McDonald put it up there. He put it up there. So I'm gonna leave it up there for a minute. You get it. Kennard, DJ, what's going on? You gotta tell the truth and what?
Tell the truth.
And what?
And shame the devil.
Yeah. All right. Those of you that want to follow David, cuttingedgemobility.com. The Facebook link is on my website. Will take you there. Thank you. That's it, right? Cuttingedgemobility.com. It's up there in the screen, so you see it. All right, people. We good. I got a little video to show y'all what's going on. I know you guys probably seen it. All right. All right. They got Kenneth put it up there. All right. Is that Tonette Bridgman? What's going? Say no to drugs. Big cover. Oklahoma. Yeah, Oklahoma is definitely waiting on them. They ain't playing that in Oklahoma. All right, YouTube family, share this video. All right, people, let's get the show going on. We're going to call in. Y'all know the number. Y'all, everybody know the call in number.
872-299-0808 or 872-297-6389.
All right. That's what the call-in number. All right, well, let's show the video. We finna show the video. And we're going to show the video. All right, let's check it out.
Video posted to social media shows one of multiple fights that broke out after Tinley Park officials say hundreds swarmed Saturday's Carnival as part of a flash mob. This cell phone video of police trying to break up the crowds at the Armed Forces Carnival at the 80th Avenue train station.
All right, we showed that a little bit. And I'm going to show it again. I'm definitely going to show it again because we need to see it.
Video posted to social media shows one of multiple fights that broke out after Tinley Park officials say hundreds swarmed Saturday's Carnival as part of a flash mob. This cell phone video of police trying to break up the crowds at the Armed Forces Carnival at the 80th Avenue train station.
All right, people. One more time for right now.
Video posted to social media shows one of multiple fights that broke out after Tinley Park officials say hundreds swarmed Saturday's Carnival as part of a flash mob. This cell phone video of police trying to break up the crowds at the Armed Forces Carnival at the 80th Avenue train station.
All right, we can take some calls now. So y'all say you say you didn't see it yet? All right. All right. Candy Apple, I seen the video. My stomach started hurting bad. Okay. All right. Miss Moore and Leah Moore. Okay. David. All right. There you go, David. He put his post up there. It's up there right now, people. CuttingEdgeMobility.com. Y'all see it. We see it. We see it. All right. I need some callers. Now, who raising these babies? Let's talk about that too. Since we want to call the babies animals, who's raising these babies? Let's get to that point too. Who's raising these babies? We calling all these babies animals and all these types of names and stuff. Who are raising these babies? I got my first caller call in. Listen, who's raising these babies? We always calling our children animals, so it must be other animals raising them. Yeah. Real talk, people. Who raising these babies? Hey, caller. Hey. This is live, uncut, unedited. This is your boy, the crime chaser. What's going on?
Hey, Martin. How you doing, man?
All right. I'm doing wonderful. I'm glad to be living in the land of the living. You're live, uncut, unedited. What do you have to say today about that Tinley Park fight carnival broke out at the carnival today? What's your take on it? What do you know? Anything? You might know, somebody don't know. Just give me a comment on it. All right.
You know what? This is Angelia.
Hey, that's okay.
Hey, honey. Yeah, you got it right now. So just call me Angel.
Okay, Angel. Okay.
But we met up at the library, if you
Oh,
remember
okay.
last
I know who
year,
you
and
are
I
now.
invited you to
I
the
know.
yacht
I know
party.
who you are
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
You're a hardworking woman. I know who you are now.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you.
All right.
So yeah, and that's horrible to see out in Tinley Park. You know, in the inner city, I guess it's kind of expected because we become accustomed to it. But you know, on the south suburbs, they still got money out there, and you don't expect all of this. But it's 2023. You don't know what to expect nowadays. I don't know what's going on with the youth. I know when I was in school and they had programs, you know, I was a junior police. I was in the 4-H club. The Ada S. McKinley Foundation had programs. The summer park, you know, park district had programs. We had summer camp where we went away for a week. They stopped all those programs, and it's just ridiculous now. You know, these kids really ain't got much to do. The media and social media just shows them materialism, and that's pretty much it. You know, I was 14. I was working. I got my first job with the city. They had the city program.
They still got the city program.
Was going on.
They got the city program
for the summer.
They got the city program here in the city of Chicago. So let me just say something to the parents. Now, parents, those of us that have teenage, which I have a teenager, I have a 14-year-old. So I'm putting myself in that. Now, you know, I lead by example now. Let me just say this. They have different programs for our teenager. I know some of them calls. They have work things they can work. Now, we have to try to keep them busy. And I'm going to say this, my dear sister, not putting the blame on you. Now, we know at least 85% of Black boys and girls are raised by single parents. Now, parents, anytime that I hear you guys calling our children animals and this and that, now the first thing, what the white man is saying, well, who's raising these children? It's the woman. So if our children are animals, what does that make us as parents? I'm just saying, I'm speaking now. Now we quick to, we shout what these white folks shout. And you know, they got a bunch of names for us. And I tell people, what is 2 things that you do to animals? 3. Sometimes you take care of them, keep them as pets. 1. Number 2, you kill them. Number 3, and you eat them. Well, maybe 4, you hunt them. When I say kill and hunt. So we have to stop calling our children animals because we're their parents. So I guess we're animals too as well.
Definitely. I make sure I didn't say animals.
I know you didn't say that. I know you didn't say that.
But a lot of people do, you know, and that's the first thing because we're quick to judge.
Right.
You know, and I was raised by a single mother, you know, but like I said, she cared. And back then it wasn't as bad, you know. I'm 40, about to be 47. Yeah. So it wasn't as bad, but it was changing.
Right.
But well, this new world we live in.
Yeah, but let me say this to you before I let you go. And let me just say this. We live in a different day and a different times. Our young people are facing a whole different set of things in front of them. They have the whole world at their hand, the web, the social media, the world. If they want to learn about sex, they can go online. If they want to learn how to be gay, they can go online. If they want to learn how to gang bang, they can be online. Anything that they want to learn, how to scam, go online. They can do that. It's so much at their fingertips. And you know, as parents, we buy our children these iPhones. I'm guilty too, Jordans, and I buy it too. You know, but we have to monitor these phones. So I'm gonna leave it at you. I got another caller. I appreciate you. I'll see you this summer. I know you coming. You coming up in the summer, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. They better not mess up 31st.
No, they better not mess up 30. I'll tell. Okay, you know I'm there. I'll see you then.
Yeah, keep my number.
I got you. Okay, let me get it. Right. Let me screenshot it. I'm finna screenshot it right now because I don't be saving people numbers. Okay. All right, live or cut on it. I got it. I got it now. I got it.
All right.
All right.
Take
Okay.
care, honey.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. My next caller. I'm looking for callers. Before you call in, caller, let me call in number 872-299-0808 or 872-297-6389. All right. Hey, caller 5625. You're live, uncut, unedited with your boy, aka the crime chaser, Mark G, in the house. What's going on?
Hey, Martin.
How you
Mark.
doing?
So I only got one question.
Uh-oh, let me hear.
I
Uh-oh.
only got one question.
Is it pertaining to this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, come on.
That's the topic tonight.
Come on with it. Come on with it.
So my thing is, these little kids been downtown, tearing up downtown. Now, what made them come to Tinley Park? Period. And all of that, all the kids that they locked up was released to their parents, which means they're not old enough to go to jail.
Right.
So my thing is, it's not these kids that's doing it. It's got to be somebody behind this.
Okay.
You understand?
I'm listening. Go ahead. Yeah.
I mean, because they've been downtown for the past, this summer, last summer, they've been tearing up downtown. Now, what reason would they have to move from downtown to Tinley Park? They're not even thinking like that. And and I just heard on the news, all the kids was released to their parents.
Okay.
They're not even old enough to go to jail.
But let me just say this. Let me say this. Black people, stop it. Listen, even if they was old enough to go to jail, they'd be right out on bond. That's not, I mean, a fight.
True.
Right. It's just a fight. It's no gunplay. No. Now, if you hit a police officer, that's a felony. You know, assault somebody. It's just, you know, it's teenagers. Teenagers are going to fight. And I believe, now I could be wrong, that a lot of those teenagers that came out there, that posted on social, they came out there to fight. But think about it. How did they get out there? Did they catch an Uber?
That's what I'm asking you.
That's a good question.
That's what I'm asking you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm asking you. And what set they sight on Tinley Park? I mean, they could have went to Aurora. They could have went to Des Plaines. They could have went to Evanston. What's that they fight on this particular?
Well, you know, they was at a carnival. So, you know, and they had social media. See, I'm going to tell you how brilliant the young folks are. They know that we got this app now that alert us if they go downtown Millennium Park. So what they did was they outsmarted us. They said, let's go to the carnival in Tinley Park. We meet up there.
It's somebody behind that.
I believe that. I agree with you. I agree with that.
It's somebody that said, Tinley Park is having this carnival. We all going to go, you know, we're going to do this. It's somebody behind that, I promise you.
Yeah. Keena Nicole, I see you. All right. Yeah, you're right. And I want to shout out to my partner, Vera Giles Norris. Hold on. Vera Giles Norris, I see you. That's my partner, y'all. That's my partner. Live, uncut, unedited. Missing, please come home. Global alert. Also, she's a great insurance broker as well. All right. All right. So all right. She's gone. Okay. Hey, I think that's, before I let Reb talk, I think I need another call in number 872-299-0808 or 872-297-6389. Okay, 6112. Go ahead, caller. 6112. Go ahead. How you doing? Go ahead.
I'm all right. I'm calling. You know, I've been looking at that video. I agree with the lady that just got off the phone. Somebody definitely is behind it, but I don't believe that those were the same kids. That was the same crowd that we seen downtown. We didn't see a lot. It was a lot of white kids we seen up in that crowd doing all that fighting down in Tinley Park. And I just, for some reason, don't believe that there was the same kids that was downtown. Another thing I want to know, what happened to the Amber Alert?
Hold on. Let me say something. Actually, that's only really for the city. That's for the city. That's what that's for the city of Chicago. Now, he did get a call. They did call him about a suburban area out in the south suburb, but not for that another time. So it's actually basically for the city. So it's up to each township, each suburban. If you want this, you have to sign up or contact Early Walker for stuff like this. So I understand. Go ahead, brother. So this, I want to be, I'm on, I want to get that out clear. Go ahead.
Yeah, understandable. So as I was saying, I don't believe that there was the same group of crowd. It was more now. They were saying 400 kids compared to the 200 of our children.
Right.
We could literally say in the city those was our children. Also, I mean, look, we are dealing with a lot right now. Not only these kids, it's more that's getting ready to happen concerning our city. You know what I'm saying? Not only out there in Tinley Park, but in the inner city. But the only thing I want to say, with all my heart, I do not believe that was our same city children.
Well,
that
let me educate you a little bit too, Reb. Okay, now I figured out how they got there by being right there by the metro. So they got it right there. Let me just say this, Reb, Pastor. Now, those children that was downtown, that was Chicago and suburb, both. So they all connected all around. They all connected. Because how I know this, because I got word that a lot of those people that was downtown, they didn't even know how to get back home. They didn't know. So that's how I know that on that, Reb. So it is a combination of both city and suburb. All right. So I wanted to put that out there on it. Okay. All right. But go ahead, Reb. I'll give you a few more minutes. Another caller. Go ahead. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's pretty much all I want to say. I did get a call from one of the pastors from the conference, and people, you know what I'm saying, as soon as they hear about this, it flares up a flashback again. Now everybody's focused on the kids. You know what I'm saying? Here goes the distraction. We got the immigrants, now I'm gonna flare up on the kids again. And I just think that we're just dealing with a lot of stuff, and we really need to be very cautious about what's going on in our city, you know what I'm saying, concerning us as Chicagoans. So that's all that I want.
Okay, thank you, Reb. I'm going to next. Okay, thank you, bro. Going to the next call. All right, next caller. Let me say this number real quick.
Call in number 872-299-0808 or 872-297-6389.
All right, caller, 6970. You're the next caller on Live, Uncut, Unedited. This is your boy Martin G.A.K., the Crime Chaser. Live, Uncut, Unedited. What's going on, caller? Talk to me.
Yeah, the cat's out the bag.
Oh, that's my partner. Why I ain't recognize your number, partner? Oh, okay, that's my partner. Go ahead, partner. Vera Giles Norris, y'all.
I get it.
Okay.
I just saw the video because I don't watch the television at all.
Right.
But I had to at least go in and pull it up and see what was happening over in Tinley Park.
Uh-huh.
And you know what, Martin? I really got some big emotions about this because, as I'm hearing the description, they were running around, they was just out of control. And it's almost like, how do I say this? I guess I just say it. It's almost like here these children go again of color. You can't take them nowhere. They coming around. They, causing problems. Even in the suburbs, what's going on? And a lot of times, the first thing people say is, "Where they mama? Where they mama?" And we assume that just because kids are out acting wild and doing whatever they do and however they socialize and doing it, we automatically assume that they don't have home training. Some of them do have home training.
Mm-hmm.
And some children are just out here thinking that it's fun to do all this craziness that they doing. This is just a way of, what is it, like entertainment. This just their way of acting out. And I'm going to close with this. I promise you, I sat down with my children today. You know, I got 5 girls, 7 grandchildren, and 4 of them are girls. And I watched something that I said, Lord, have mercy, Jesus. I think it was called Baddies West or something, Baddies. Those that know. And I'm not talking about this entertainment because I realize it's entertainment. But for me, I couldn't believe it. I said, Lord, all I'm seeing is women fighting, pulling each other, cursing each other out. And I'm like, this ain't the image. We got to do better. How do we paint an image and show ourselves with a little bit more respect, with a little bit more tact than that? So I guess that's my question. And I'm going to close with that, Mark. I know you got a lot of callers,
yes.
but hey, thank you for doing what
All
you
right.
do.
Let me say this part before you close. Let me just say this. Why is it that, Vera, we have to take credit for when our children out there acting bad, rough? That don't represent the whole black teenagers. It doesn't. Listen, now when white folks act up, yeah, I'm comparing it. They separate themselves. That's not like us. That's trash. That's what they say. So people, those parents that are out there that's doing a great job, I commend you. I celebrate you. I tolerate you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So listen, those teenagers that you see out there that's fighting and doing all types of things, that doesn't represent every household. That doesn't represent every single parent household, black parent household. It does not represent that. So you have a lot of great parents out here that's working 10 and 12 hours a day, doing the best they can, trying to bring their children up in the right way. When our children go outside, they're not under our supervision, ain't no telling what they're about to do or what they're getting into. And you know it.
But check this out.
Go ahead.
But let me ask you this, Mark. You can't tell the children apart, so that when we put this on the television and we're constantly painting these children as wild, out of control, you know, and people can call it what they want, fill in the blank, whatever you want to call them. But that's the energy that I got, especially coming from Tinley Park. Okay, you know, where the good old boys, you know, come sit with their families and they chill. And then you talking about 400 of them. They were we, you know, like, oh my God, they were everywhere. And I'm looking like, you know what? So when they paint this picture about them, then guess what? We got children that look like them.
Right.
Those are our children as well.
Hold it, Vera.
And so
Vera, hold it. Let me address that real quick. Juliana White, let me help you out. You said white kids and teens ain't going nowhere, tearing up, SHIT up, shooting each other. First of all, I was downtown Minnesota, George Floyd, when the riots broke out. I was downtown Chicago when the riots broke out. I saw white, blacks, Hispanics, all of them tearing up stuff. Trust me, tearing up stuff. And matter of fact, when Wisconsin was a white teenager, shot and killed a couple of people. So they do shoot. So don't act like they so innocent. Listen, white is not angelic. I'm sorry. I got to say it. Trust me. So I've had to put that out there. So white people are not innocent. They the ones that taught the black people how to break into ATMs. Black people wasn't breaking into no ATMs. We'll take the whole ATM away and get it. They were showing them how to break into ATM without hauling it away and all that. They taught us that. Downtown Chicago. So listen, you can't blame me. Listen, because the television is not showing white people doing these things, that doesn't mean that they're not doing it. All right. White people go and they shoot up schools. They're killing folks in these schools. Don't forget that. So don't come on here trying to defend white folks. We're not gonna do that. Because Jesus didn't die and left them the champion of the world. They're not angels. Trust me. Go ahead, Vera. I had to say that. I'm sorry.
handle your thing, partner. You know, I'm gonna close with this. Again, I wanted to judge. I really wanted to be like, what in the world is wrong with these children? I can't believe it. But guess what? I saw too many of them that could have passed for my children, could have passed for my own grandchildren. And then I said, what's the agenda that's being pushed here? And, you know, man, it's something that's so much bigger than us, that what I say to those people that are conscious is that we got to just stay in prayer for all our children. And even if it's your neighbor's child, you better get to praying because it's still yours. And we have to have programs and different, you know, things in place to highlight children that's doing something positive, because we always hear about the negativity. But what about the show that we could tune into and people would actually watch it, where the women ain't pulling out each other's hair and thumping each other out? And then some children, because they play this out in real life, Martin.
Mm-hmm.
And some kids really don't want to be about that life, but they don't want to be, you know, called scary. So they being baited out to have to fight. Kids can't even go to a carnival and enjoy themselves because you just may be walking around looking cute that day, but you got to fight. So what is wrong with our children? How have they been programmed? How can we deprogram them? And what type of programs can we put in place to help elevate them? And not just them, because everybody want to point the finger at their mama. Let's help their mamas out too. But I'm gonna go,
Okay.
Martin, because I know you got a lot. I appreciate your part.
Thank you, partner. All right. Next caller, 5625. Come on, caller. Live, uncut, unedited, aka the crime chaser. Margie, what's going on, caller? Caller, come on, 5625.
Martin.
Yes.
You said 5625.
That's you.
Okay. So going back to the Juliana, did she not hear the caller prior to say that there were some white kids out there?
Definitely, because Tinley Park is full of white kids. Trust me. Plenty. There's more whites than anything. You're full of white people. Right.
Full of white kids. Full of white kids. Race does not have anything to do with it. Period.
I mean, teenagers teenagers are they fight.
Teenagers. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Teenagers and there was white downtown. I don't know. It looked like it was a lot of.
No, there's a few whites in there downtown too. There's a few whites, but they're not going to show that though. Okay. You know that. There's a few whites.
Right. But no, and they didn't show that. But again, and I was the first caller. It goes back to what I'm saying. This is better than our kids. Like somebody is behind it.
I believe that.
And they understand once they go to social media and put it on there, our kids click in, tune in, and show up and show out. Black kids, white kids, it is what it is. Period.
Mm-hmm.
But we need to find out who's behind, who's posting the stuff, who's letting them know this is where we're going to be, because that's what's going on.
Mm-hmm. That's I agree.
And I'm like Vera, you know, it's sad. It's sad. And I just don't know.
Mm-hmm. Well,
it seems like ever since they started that, ever since we did that riot and they shut the city down and they tore up downtown, now they think it's okay to keep doing that, but it's not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know,
understand? I mean, we never had this before.
Yeah, let me just say this.
Mm-hmm.
There was no shooting out there at the Carnival Tinley Park. There was no shooting out there. Thank God for that.
Right.
We have to look at it. We have to look at it this way. Our young people face a different set of circumstances than we did when we was coming up. First of all, everybody want to be social media famous. So they want to do things to get attention. And we know negativity gets the most attention. I can show something positive on my page, it won't get that many likes. But if I show a dead body If I show a fight, oh my God, I can't get the people off. And that's how we are.
That ain't what you do.
We're programmed. We're programmed to watch a lot of negative things. That's what we are.
Negativity.
I hate to say it, but that's what it is. That's what.
But it's the truth.
Listen, I've interviewed lawyers on this platform. Talk about weed, talking about know your rights, protecting yourself with your firearm and all that. Hardly nobody on here. They don't want to hear that.
They don't want to hear that.
They don't want to hear it.
You were trying to tell them how to expunge their records.
Yeah.
You didn't even have to expunge their, stuff that's on their records. You didn't even have a lot of people listening then.
Yeah.
But it was during the daytime. But still,
well, regardless,
regardless.
I do crime in the daytime. They come on for that. They come. But they don't. It's just, for some reason, things that can help them. And we talk about our young people. But the older people, hold on. The older people, the younger people are a reflection of the older people, because the older people are just as bad. They're just as bad.
But you know what kills my soul is that the older people is so critical towards these young black kids. They think we should throw them under the jail. We should do this. We should do that.
But
this is bigger than that.
You know why they have that jail mentality? Because it's not directly their sons or their daughters. But when it comes to their sons and their daughters, they want justice. They want mercy. They want leniency. See, why is it that black people, older black people, such as myself, my age bracket and a little younger, only solution they got for our black youth is lock them up. That's it. Nothing. You can't. They don't have no other things. Then when you talk about job, they don't want to work. That's not true. That's not true.
When it's their grandbabies, they don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
I want to hear that. Because you know why? Believe me, all the stuff going around, your grandbabies is somewhere in the midst of this. It really is, whether you want to believe it or not. But I just don't want to hear, it was just all black kids. It was just, first of all, the black kids that was downtown don't really know nothing about going to that Tinley Park in that little place where the rail station is at. They were sent there. I live in Country Club Hills. I know that for sure. They ain't never been that. Period. Somebody is behind this.
I said that.
Yeah. And when we find out who's behind it, I'm telling you, these kids, they don't know no better. They on social media. They being sent off. You know how they be like, you're sent off. You sent them out. They sent you off to do this. That's just what happened in Tinley Park. That has never happened. So so now they on downtown. So now they finna send them to little cities. Little suburbs. This is bigger than what we're talking about.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Somebody behind it.
Yes, it is.
I don't care.
I agree with you. All right, Carl, I'm going to go to the next caller. I appreciate you. Thank you.
So you want me to hold on? So
well, you can hold on, but it'll be a minute. You can hold on, but I'm just, okay, because I got another repeat.
The next caller, this is Samela Bass. This is the one I asked you, like, what time we going on?
Okay. Hey, Samela, how you doing? Okay. Samela, I was trying to get my story together before I go on. I hate to go in here and don't have no callers and,
look, if you're not on by 10 o'clock, I'm going to fall asleep.
Oh,
that's
no.
Where you at.
But the weekend, I've been on at 11:30, 12 o'clock and still hit a crowd of people. I said, man, y'all go to sleep.
You out at work. I've been tuning in at work.
Okay.
But I like the night discussion. That's when we really get it in.
Right. That's when we get grown folks talk. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, hold on.
Okay,
Reb,
your next call.
okay, Reb, hold on. Reb, let me take Marcus real quick because I hit you earlier, Reb. Let me take Marcus real quick. Hey, Marcus, live, uncut, unedited, 0941. Come on, Marcus. Okay, go ahead, Marcus. Then I'm going to Reb. Go ahead.
How you doing, Marcus?
Man, I'm glad to be living in the land of the living. Go ahead.
I was watching your live a few minutes ago. I just tuned in, and I saw the question that you posed out there. I don't know exactly what happened at Tinley Park, but I will say this.
Well, hold on, Marcus. Marcus, hold it. If you don't know what happened, let me show the video. Can you see the video if I show it?
Yeah, I'll go on Facebook and look at it.
Yeah, well, come on. Just go on Facebook real quick and look at it. I'm going to show the video. I'm going to show it a couple of times. Okay, I'm going to show so you can so you know exactly what's going on.
Video posted to social media shows one of multiple fights that broke out after Tinley Park officials say hundreds swarmed Saturday's Carnival as part of a flash mob. This cell phone video of police trying to break up the crowds at the Armed Forces Carnival at the 80th Avenue train station.
All right, I'm going to play it one more time so you can see it. Play it one more time. Get it. It's a little short.
Video posted to social media shows one of multiple fights that broke out after Tinley Park officials say hundreds swarmed Saturday's Carnival as part of a flash mob. This cell phone video of police trying to break up the crowds at the Armed Forces Carnival at the 80th Avenue train station.
All right, there you go, Marcus. So that's what happened. So it basically is similar to what took place downtown. Young folks fighting. Go ahead, Marcus.
So my take on it is, I don't think that all older people want to have the lock them up mindset, but because of the actions of what they're doing, and it looks like it's a mixture of kids there to me.
Mm-hmm.
So it just goes to show you it's not just black teenagers. It's teenagers, period. It's the mindset of the modern day teenager. What they're doing seems to be fun to them, but to us, it seems to be dangerous. So I think some older people have been victims of some of these kids and what they're doing. And those are the people who are really yelling, lock them up. And some older people feel that that's the only, what else is it going to take to get these kids in line and stop them from doing this? And then some older people blame the parents. But I don't think the parents is all to blame. Again, I think it's the mindset of the modern day teenager. They think it's fun to do what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And that's all I can say on this.
Well, let me say this, Marcus. Now that they know that we up on them coming downtown with the app and all that, so the young people, it's somebody behind this, bro. Somebody behind this. Trust me.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
You don't hear
orchestrate.
You don't hear stuff like this in Tinley Park, Oak Lawn, and these white suburban areas. You don't hear stuff. Things do happen, but listen, them young folks, and like I was telling a caller earlier that those young people that was downtown, they weren't just city people; they were suburbanites too, as well.
Out of town too.
Yeah. So
out of town people.
Yeah.
Out of town, like we go to Indiana or Milwaukee.
Right.
Milwaukee teams are coming.
Let me say this again too. Lavelle Cunningham. If our children are animals, what makes their parents are? What are the parents then? What are the parents? So I'm just telling you. So if you're going to call our young people animals and all that, what are the parents then? So you might as well call the parents animals. Go ahead, Marcus.
Let me respond to that. Remember that thing in the zoo we all saw in Lincoln Park Zoo? What's the most dangerous animal?
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
So what he's saying, mankind, man is an animal. We're just a higher form of animal. We are the most intelligent animal, but at times animals act better than we do. So to call these kids an animal, it's all in how you take it. You can take it as a compliment because there's some great acting animals who act better than some of the human beings act. But he's wrong for saying that. He's dead wrong for saying that. There's a better way to describe it. If you're angry at what these kids are doing, there's a better way to deal with that anger. How about going to speak to a group of them? You can't save all of them, but you can save the ones that's in front of you. You can try.
Yeah. So my point is, when a Chicago or suburbanite police gun one of these young people down that you call animals, they figure you don't care about them if you call them animals. You giving them permission. And I told you there's several things that you do to an animal. You can keep them as a pet. You can eat them, and you can hunt them. Pick your choice. Make your choice. Make your choice. All right, Marcus, let me go to Rep real quick. Hey, Rep. Go ahead, Rep. Rep.
Hey,
Go ahead.
yeah, I was just listening. And I understand Marcus reasoning of putting it how he put it with the animals and humans. But one thing we must understand, this is still God's earth. And he has allowed Satan to reign the way he reigns. We are so in the secular mindset, the carnal mindset of understanding what we're dealing with, that we're not looking at it from a spiritual standpoint. We was created to tame animals. We are all mammals, not animals.
Mm-hmm.
Humans are mammals.
You're mammals.
We're just the greatest of God's creation. All right? Now, being the greatest of God's creation with the fact of sin, which has entered the road from the root thereof up until now, we better know what we're dealing with. We're dealing with savages. Now, I believe there is a mode that's able to go from state to state, that's able to go from neighborhood to neighborhood, that's able to go from county to county, from downtown Chicago to Tinley Park, and able to illuminate the attraction of the youth coming into the display of what y'all see them. The FBI, you wonder if they're behind it. Yes. But at the same time, I mean, you're talking about artificial intelligence going on in the United States of America today. One of the greatest countries of technology. So we got to know what we're dealing with. And it's in the spiritual battlefield thereof where our children are at risk. They are the bait. And the parents definitely have to care more. The parents that can't care more, they can sit down with their kids right now tonight, and if they talk to their children concerning the things that's going on right now dealing with their generation. We got to go to the spiritual mindset of this thing. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get with the conference. I'm part of the Baptist conference. We ain't going downtown. We ain't marching in the street. But what we will do is call a community meeting and gathering all the parents. We're going to promote it and everything. And we're going to get the parents all in one place. We're going to be able to hear the parents out. We want them to bring their children. The ones that got their hands on their children. And that's what we do. As a village, we all come together and we think like a think tank in one room with much prayer going on at the same time. Because we're dealing with demonic spirits in our children today. Not no animals. Animals are tamed. Sometimes they turn on you. But our children are human beings with the minds of greatness. Something I agree with Jamal, Elon Musk, greatness, but theirs is in the way that it's destroying them. Greatness thereof. I just had to sit up there because I'm listening and we come on here, Mark, and we talk about the issues. But are we networking and considering to put ourselves at the risk of sacrificing our lives and our time to sit up there and put our hands on what's going on, especially dealing with our babies, forsaking them of the kingdom of God? They're in the synagogue of Satan. That's what this thing's about. Nobody talk about God. Everybody got a carnal mindset to believe that they got the answer. And the answer is God. And Jesus did it a long time ago for us to have a chance. And look at how we're using the chance. Our children is at stake.
Okay.
Now, I've seen what I've seen. And them same children that was downtown is not the children that was in Tinley Park today.
You can't rep. You can't say that, brother. I told you. You cannot say that, brother. You can't say that. You can't say that. You can't say that, brother. Trust me.
So
It
was there
some,
any white children
right?
downtown?
Yeah. It was white children downtown. Yes.
They just wasn't showing them on the news.
Right.
But
Yes.
they
It was.
down there.
Yes. Yes, Rev.
Me and Martin both been down there
Yeah.
when they have been white down.
Yeah.
It was white kids down there on the riots and more so than it was black when the riots broke out. In fact, they were the ones breaking out the windows. But the news, the mainstream media won't show that vividly.
The
and if they
same
do,
mode.
they show somebody black leading
It's a
somebody
mode.
white.
And
So they want to paint
very
picture
good.
of black children being white.
Right. So I'm just saying.
Hey, Martin.
Yeah. Go ahead, Vera. I got another call. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. When you get a chance,
No,
I sent
go
you
down.
another video.
Huh?
No, I sent you a video. I texted to you.
Okay. Because
I want, if you can.
it's a couple of videos. I know it's a couple. I just showed one. I know it's a couple. I'll look at it. Yeah. You text it to me. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because it's white people out there too. Yeah. Ain't gonna all blame. You can't blame it on black people. Every time we have problems like that, that's what we do. We blame it on black. Listen, we are programmed so badly that we think every bad thing to go in the city is got to be black people involved. We think that. That's how they got up. We're programmed thinking. Trust me.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, that is dangerous. Go ahead, Rev.
I'm not saying it wasn't. I asked.
I'm gonna prove it to you.
Wasn't.
I'm gonna prove it to you. Go ahead.
But they definitely didn't show. They just did definitely show what they want to show. I will agree.
Yeah.
On what Marcus said.
I'm gonna prove it to you, Reb. I'm gonna download the video and shoot it up. I'm gonna prove it to you because it's sick out here, man. And I'm not just gonna just let everybody attack our black youth. And don't get me wrong, something has to be done. Something has to be done with our youth. Something has to be done.
I definitely believe we should. I'm gonna definitely make some phone calls tomorrow. If we can get man, it got to be a union going on, a parent union that comes together. You know what I'm saying? We could really do something, and like I say, get their children inside there, because we got kids that we can save. There's kids out there we can't save, but it's kids we can save, because we don't want them to get caught up in the act of the children that we can't save.
Mm-hmm.
Bring them children on. You know, we're gonna have to. So I'm gonna do my part, Mark. I'm gonna give you a phone call, because I would love for you to help with it. We can get as many parents as we can. Build a house, and we're gonna talk about our black concern issues on our own as a community.
Mm-hmm. Because
with that number and power to sit up there and demand what we need to demand, because we got to get to these schools. These children are in these schools. These kids still go to school.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna sit up there and say proms. Now I ain't against no prom, but some of the proms I done seen the way they should be sitting up. They pay $5,000, $10,000 on proms when they should be putting it towards their kids as a future, or starting them a business, or putting some type of structural plan. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
it's outrageous.
Well, let me just say this, man. I'm gonna give black parents a little credit for that, because we have so many teenagers that are involved in different things. And to celebrate your son or your daughter going on prom and you go all out, I'm not mad at them. You know, I'm not mad at them, because we see them in such negative light. So
this is what I'm saying, Mark, and why I say that.
Listen. Let me just say something, Reb. Everybody is not going to be a business owner. You have to listen. My father used to tell me, everybody want to eat steak, but don't nobody want to cut the cow. There has to be laborers that, you know, it has to be in order. We have to have more workers than business owners. I mean, just how it works. But go ahead, Reb.
I say this because America, let me say it like this. We focus so much on the moment that we have lost out on the pattern to progress our kids for the future of themselves. Now, I say I'm not against prom. When we was going on proms, it wasn't as crazy as $5,000 or $10,000. Like, where do you get $5,000 or $10,000 to pay for proms, and then you can't pay for your kids' college tuition? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Look at, I'm talking about just like we'll buy a pair of Jordans, we'll sit up there and go Christmas and do all this stuff. We get jobs. I'm talking about the world that I live in. We got to start thinking about the stuff that we do too.
Well, let me just say this too. Every young person, Reb, is not going to go to college. I got two of mine that didn't even go to step foot in college. They didn't want to go. That was their decision. We live in different times.
So what future are we looking for our kids?
Right.
Okay,
well, let me
ask
just
most
say,
of the teenagers today what they want to be.
Well,
they'll sit up there and they'll say, I don't know.
Let me just say this. If I had to advise a young person to as if they do, if you don't want to go to college, go get a trade, go get an apprenticeship, maybe bricklaying, masonry. You can get in carpentry, electrician, plumbing. Those are skilled labor jobs. If you don't want to attend for it, and you still can make just as much or even more than a person with a college education. And that's true. That's true. And that's that. And you into carpentry and all that stuff. So that's true. I would tell any young person, you have a lot of blacks that have degrees. They are not working in the field that they have their degree in at all. At all. They're working totally different. What they went to school, $200-some thousand worth of education, and not even making $100,000 a year. At all. So we have to rethink that and look at that. Okay, all right, Martin, you don't want to go to college. Now what you gonna do? You're gonna have to get a job. You're gonna have to get a skill set. You're gonna have to if you're gonna be competitive in this market. Because I'm gonna tell you, when you ride up and down these expressways, who you see working? It's not people that look like me and you on these construction jobs, on these landscaping jobs, in these restaurant jobs, Dunkin' Donuts, in these hotel jobs. Who do you see working?
And the hospitality industry is a great industry. Mm-hmm. It's a great industry, especially the hotel industry. It is a great industry. Not only do you learn a trade, but you also learn the business of the hotel. And if you put your money aside, you may can have a hotel because you know how that hotel runs. So I know they taught me something when I worked at the hotel.
They just had a strike on the hotel talking about the hotels was going down. They weren't paying the workers enough. I mean, like, we're working for people that's not for our benefit. These are multi-billion-dollar people that own these hotels. You think working for these people is going to get us anywhere?
Now listen to this.
Paycheck to paycheck.
Listen to what you just said, Rev. Now, what do you think they send you to college for? They send you to college not to be no CEO, to be a laborer, to work for them. Use your education to benefit their dream and their company. That's what they do. They don't, these schools.
They take their education and
right,
don't work for them.
Right. These schools they're not trying to produce entrepreneurs. They don't want that. They need laborers. Why you think they're allowing the migrants to come over there? They're looking for laborers. They don't need us business owners. They've already showed us that they don't want us in business. Look at our community. Everything, anytime a black business open up, they send somebody that look like me and you in there to shut us down. Well, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. But when it comes to another race, they let them sell that spoiled food, stanky vegetables, smelling like incense inside their store, and they let them continue to roll, a lot of them. I see it.
Now check this out. You said that they send somebody like me and you to come and shut them down. Somebody working for them. And we just said that there's all type of industry jobs, which is mostly, the city control mostly everything. know what I'm saying? You on the construction sites on the freeways, that's working for them. In the aid office, that's working for them. It's all about working for them.
Right.
Inspectors working for them.
Well, you have black Yeah, hold on. You have black construction companies that do streets and all that. You have those too. You have those. You have those type of companies too. Then you have those type of companies that have a black face but is ran by whites. Basically, the face is black, but behind the scenes is white. That's what you have. Those, we call those pass-through companies. It look black, is on paper as being black, but is white. So we call that pass-through companies. It has a black face, black owner, but in reality is white ran and really white owned. We call them silent partners. You don't see, you don't know. So you have a lot of these businesses that's black owned is not really black owned. We have to watch out for that too.
Definitely. Especially when they got on the windows, black on.
Yeah. You have to watch out for that too as well. So I mean, this is a learning lesson, people. We gotta listen, we can fight the migrants, we can fight the children, we can do it all at one time. We got enough power and smarts to do all that. You know, and my only concern with the children is I don't want them to be tearing up the property, you know. And what do we expect from a bunch of unsupervised teenagers? What do we really expect? What type of behavior do we expect from unsupervised teenagers in the crowd? Do we expect them to act like adults? Do we really expect that? Some of our teenagers is having sex and ain't nothing we could do about it. And a lot of you that's listening to me right now, you got your son, your daughter on some type of pill or shot to keep them from coming home, bringing a baby. Seriously. Y'all listen to me right now. You can't even control your own daughter. Stop her from having sex. Oh, I know y'all don't like that. Let me hit this button. Tell the truth and shame the devil. I got a new caller, 8520. Come on, caller. You're live, uncut, unedited. Come on, caller. 8520. Live, uncut, unedited. Come on, caller. I hear you. How you doing?
Oh, hey, how you doing?
All right. Come on, talk to us. You know what we're talking about, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, come on.
I've been listening to a lot of people's comments and their feelings and so forth. I've also saw the video on the news, as well as the video that you showed on Facebook. Now, my thing is this. I'm hearing the terminology of, you calling these kids babies. These kids are not babies.
What are they then?
For one.
What are they if they're not
these
babies?
Kids, I call them young teenagers.
Is that a baby?
Teenagers / young adults. No, because babies to me don't disrespect their parents.
Really?
But these young adults will.
Babies do disrespect their parents.
I'm a father of 3 girls and 1 boy. Now, I've also experienced, my kids are not what you call bad kids, but they do what they do. Even though they are legal age to be called adults. These kids out here having sex, smoking weed, drinking, popping pills. Now, my thing is this. The kids that were downtown versus the kids that were in Tinley Park, to be honest with you, we don't know where they came from. Because these cell phones, a child could pick up a phone, call another child could pick up the phone, call some of their hoodlum friends, then they hoodlum friends get on the phone and they call their hoodlum friends, and before you know it, you got 4 or 5 cars.
Hold on. Let me ask you. Hold it, brother. Hold it. Do you know the population of Tinley Park?
Well, I lived on the south side all my
Okay,
life.
I'm asking you, do you know the population? Do you know if that's a white?
I don't know the population.
Okay.
Okay. I know that it is predominantly black out there in Tinley Park.
No.
I know that South Holland. Listen, hold
sir.
on, sir. Hold on.
It's not predominantly black.
My parents moved in South Holland maybe over 30 years ago. And we literally was like the fourth or the fifth family that lived out there on one particular block. Since then to now, South Holland is all straight black. The police department in South Holland used to be all Caucasian.
Sir, we're talking about Tinley Park.
See that no more.
Tinley Park, sir.
But I'm just saying in general. It's
no. We got listen.
Yes,
we need, sir. We need facts.
Yes,
we need facts now.
Yes,
come on now.
Well, I'm telling you facts. It's predominantly black in Tinley Park.
No, sir. Okay. No, sir,
okay.
bro.
Okay.
You're wrong on that, brother. Trust me. You're wrong on that one. Now, do blacks live in Tinley Park? Yes, but not Tinley Park, brother.
It's a whole lot of blacks that live in Tinley Park.
But it's not.
I didn't say Caucasians can live in Tinley Park. I said it's predominantly all black.
No,
it's pretty much black.
Tinley
Park. I live in Chicago Ridge.
Okay.
And Tinley Park is nowhere from me.
Okay.
Okay. So I circulate around this area quite often to know what I'm saying. You may reside in the city. I reside on the south side.
Brother,
I've grown up. I went to
let me say
high
this.
school.
You don't know where I reside at. You don't know if I reside the city or not getting smart with you or the suburb. And I'm in Tinley Park a whole lot, brother. Trust me. I frequently visit the south suburb all the time. Oak Lawn, South Hollands, Tinley Park. I'm Alsop. I'm in them suburbs.
If you travel to South Holland, then you should know South Holland.
We're not talking about South Holland, but we're not. We're talking about, sir.
I don't want to.
Sir,
I don't want to go back and forth.
No, it's not, sir.
Let's get back on the subject.
That's what I'm talking about. Tinley Park. That's what we're talking about now. South Hollands. Okay.
Well, to get back on the subject at hand, I feel personally that there's nothing that us as parents can do but to pray to Jehovah for help and assistance, like that gentleman said before me. We can do all the talking to our children in the world, but what really is a contributing factor to the situation are these mobile cell phones. Because this is how these kids are communicating with each other through these phones. Whether it's downtown, whether it's on the south side or whatever, it's through these phones. And I don't really think that you can fix the problem.
So
as long as these cell phones are in existence, I've had experience with my children when they were younger that my kid's mother bought them phones, and I then took the phone away from them, and my child will go berserk as if they want to fight me over a phone because I took it away from them.
Okay. Well, let me just give you,
so
hold it right there. Let me just give you a quick.
So your kids ain't all that innocent.
What's that now? What's that now? Somebody said something to me?
Somebody did say something, but
I did. So your kids ain't all that innocent.
No, they're not. They're not bad kids, but they're not perfect either.
Well, you don't know what they is when they're not in your eyesight.
Well, my kids are grown now, married and doing their own thing, but I'm just saying.
So therefore, you cannot talk about this generation of kids.
Well, why not? Yeah, you're right. You're right. It is different times because what I was doing.
Cannot talk about
what I was doing in the 80s. What I was doing in the 80s versus what these children are doing now. Yeah, you're right. It's totally different.
Not these children, exactly. So therefore, you can't get on here and say these kids is this or these kids is that. Let me just say, and I listen to Mark every night. Oh, it don't matter, because you're getting a rebuttal. You can't get on here and just speak
like you got teenagers right now, or like you run a house where your teenagers is lying to you, or your teenagers is having sex, and your teenagers is using social media. When we was coming up, and my son was coming up, we didn't have social media like they do now. So stop it.
That's true. But what I'm saying, what is it offending you? I'm not talking. Okay, well, you sound like you offended. I didn't say anything for what I said.
But what's offending me is that you addressing our young black community, our young black kids. Now we know they doing what they doing out of white. But if you raise your kids and your kids is this a whole nother generation. So all we can do is try to come to some conclusion on how to help these kids. And let me just say,
let me ask you a question. You're a mother, correct?
29 years old on his own. Okay.
So by you communicating with your daughter or your son.
My son.
Okay. Okay. Well, your son. I'm not speaking bad against your son because I don't know your son. And I'm not saying that he's out here in the streets doing this, that, and the other. I'm not saying that. But by you communicating and talking to your son, have you found that being, effective? Is your son a troublesome son, or is your son, has sense and he does and he respects his mother?
Absolutely, and his grandmother, and every elder.
Okay. Well, then that's great.
So I am not upset about how I raised my son because I know what I did. I'm just upset with what you're saying with the young black kids out here nowadays. It's like you sound like every typical man to get on this phone. They really on these young black kids that don't have no guidance. That does not mean.
And to be honest with you, a lot of them don't have the proper guidance. They don't.
So it's not their fault. But us,
I'm not saying it's their fault. But what I'm saying is, look what we up against. We up against social media. We up against a lot of this gangster rap music. I mean, we up against peer pressure. We up against. It's not just the parents. It's the children.
Throw them under the bus,
the peer pressure that they go through too. It's a lot of different.
We went through peer pressure. I went through peer pressure.
Yeah, but it wasn't the type of peer pressure that these kids are going through today. I'm sure. Because I went through peer pressure and it wasn't nothing.
Hold it, y'all. Hold it for one second. I need y'all to hold it for a minute. Let me just hold it real quick. Let me take this other caller. We're gonna go back to that. 2156. Come on, caller. Live, uncut, unedited. 2156. Come on, caller.
Hey, what's up, Martin?
What's going on?
Yeah, I just wanted to comment to the what the man was gentleman.
Okay, come on.
I mean, he's kind of about the whole Tinley Park thing. I live in Homewood. I live in the South suburbs for the last 20 years, and no, Tinley Park is not black. It's majority white. It's a lot of black, but those kids that was in Tinley, those are what you call flash mobs. They come from all over. They use the phone as a social media guidance, and they show up wherever they can get Ubers, they can get rides from, wherever. So it doesn't necessarily mean where they live at. It has something to do with that. As far as why are they doing these things, I have no clue. You can say it starts from home, but you can still do your job, and a child will still do what they want to do. So
yeah.
What can you say? What can you do? You know, like you said, we're up against so many different things with the social media, with the whole fake rappers and all this fake gangster crap, and it's been going on a long time, but it's never been to this point. And then you have no type of structure in the streets the way you used to. When I was coming up, you had structure in the streets. And that played a big role.
Yeah. Well, let me just say this. Now, let me just say this. some of us, and no disrespect to on this panel, we're out of touch as of what's going on, including myself, with young people. It's a lot of things as a grandfather. I'm 54 years old. I don't understand what the teenagers and why they're doing it. Now, what I can relate to now, when I was a teenager, teenagers was getting high, which I never got high. They was drinking, doing drugs, having sex, doing dumb things, stealing. Now, these are the things that we were doing when we was teenagers. So they're doing those things now and plus some more because we live in a different time. Now, we didn't have that much exposure to certain things that they're into. So now, and I'll say this too, they have more drugs than we did when we was coming up. Way more drugs to experiment with and everything. So I'm still learning. I'm gonna tell y'all, I don't know everything, how these young people thinking. In my mind, as a grandfather, what do I expect?
Everything is just advanced.
Hold on, you're right. What do I expect a bunch of teenagers, no matter if they're black or white, do I expect them to act like civilized adults? Probably not. They probably will do and say things. You know, also bullying. That's a great part of these young people today and age. Now, I talked to my daughter. Actually, a friend talked to my daughter, and I was sitting there listening. And she asked my daughter is 14 years old, getting ready to graduate out of grammar school. She asked my daughter a question. She said, what are some of your greatest fears in school? So I'm just sitting, I'm excited. I'm ready to listen, see what my daughter going to say. And my daughter said, she said, you know what my daughter said? Listen to this, people. She's 14 years old. She's a teenager. So she in that little arena right there. She said, we fear lockdown. I said, lockdown? Well, why lockdown? Because they get real nervous when the lockdown, because the lockdown means somebody shooting or somebody got a gun. That's the number one thing that she said that they fear. When the school go on lockdown, they get real. Hold on, let me talk. She said that's what she said they fear. Being on lockdown. And I was like, wow. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Coming up when I was in grammar school, we had to worry about no lockdown. Somebody coming and shooting in the grammar school. We had to worry about. But these are the things.
And I went to South Shore.
Yeah. These are the things that our young people are battling and we don't know. They have to face bullying. And a lot of young people are embarrassed when they get bullied. Sometimes they don't even tell their parents that they're getting bullied at school. So that's why some of them join gangs, they join little cliques, you know, to be accepted. So when she said that, I was like, man, that's kind of amazing. And I'm talking about from a 14-year-old. I didn't put this idea in her. That's what she said. She said that her greatest fear is when the school go on lockdown because they're afraid. And so the lady asked her, hold on one more. She asked her, well, have you ever seen anybody with a gun in grammar school? She said no, but she'd heard of a person having a gun in grammar school. So people, this is what our young people face. Now, take in mind now, they're at school. They're not at home with the parents. They're at school. This is what they have to face in school, grammar school. Grammar school, people. I had to say that. I'm going to let you guys talk. Go ahead.
And Martin, we didn't have metal detectors in grammar school.
Right.
They got to go through metal detectors. We didn't know what the hell that was. We didn't know what that was.
Let Marcus talk. Go ahead, Marcus.
We didn't have to hear that back then.
Ma'am, let Marcus talk. Go ahead, Marcus, then I'll let you go next, ma'am. You can't keep interrupting me now. Go ahead. Go ahead, Marcus. Go ahead.
Basically, what I'm saying is, in this day and age, grammar school kids have to go through a metal detector. We didn't know what that was. That's like prepping you for prison. You got to go through a metal detector in this day and age. Yeah, your daughter is right. They fear being locked down. I think I would fear being locked down too, because kids are walking up adults are walking up in the school, shooting up the school.
Okay, go ahead,
That's
ma'am.
something to really think about.
Go ahead, ma'am.
How many teenagers in high school feel the same thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead.
Bomb threat.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, ma'am.
So Martin, what your daughter said was like really deep because I'm 51. So when I was in grammar school, you know what I look forward to and graduating? I look forward to getting my ribbon, everybody signing my book, you know, and we leaving early for school. You know, because you know, you get to leave early. You know, you get to leave early. It's locked down. Like, and I went to Parkside and I went to South Shore. We didn't, you know, we didn't have metals in Texas. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it is like nowadays it is so different. Like, it's so different. But I'm gonna say this, and this is what I'm gonna say. This, and I feel like this stuff did not, the riot and all this stuff, this stuff did not happen until when the city was locked down and when they did the riot. As they did the riot and they got away with that and she closed the bridge up. I mean, you know, she basically let them rob all the stores and tear the stores in the neighborhood.
Well, hold it. Don't use that word, she let them. Don't do that. And let me just tell you why her decision was made. Let me just say this. Her decision was made because they didn't have enough policing to get everybody. And plus, they didn't want these silly police to shoot and kill somebody. It's too many lawsuits.
And I understand that.
So I understood her. I understood what she did.
Hold on.
No,
and
you
I
hold
did
on.
too.
No, you hold on.
No.
Okay,
go ahead.
No, you hold
Go
on,
ahead.
sister. Listen.
Go ahead.
She,
No,
the
I
mayor,
understand it.
the mayor,
Mm-hmm.
she had to do what she had to do. The city
Yes, she did.
is paying out millions of dollars in police misconduct. It's running the city into the ground, people.
Go down. I understand
That's what I'm saying.
But I get it. But our kids, if they got with it, they got away with it once, they got away with it twice. All this getting together and downtown doing this and all that. I don't knock her for what she did.
Ma'am.
I understand that.
No, ma'am. Let me just say something. I'm gonna let you say something.
Mm-hmm.
You take 500 teenagers. You're not going to catch all 500 teenagers doing something. You're not going to do that. If 100 teenagers walk inside of a Walmart and start, you're not going to catch all of them. It's a certain amount of percentage that you're going to catch. You're not going to catch all of them. Yeah, I mean, you're just not going to catch them. That's all I say. Let me take this new caller. I'll come back to you.
Go ahead.
6557 caller. You're live, uncut, unedited.
Hey, Martin.
How you doing?
I'm good. King Nicole here.
Oh, what up, King Nicole? King Nicole in the house. What's going on?
I'm here. I came here late, but I saw the video when you showed it for Marcus.
All right.
Okay. So there's going to be a lot of people that disagree with what I'm about to say, and that's fine.
That's
I don't
okay.
care. A lot of the young people don't understand them. I was one of them young people. You know what I'm saying? My grandmother raised me. We talked about that the other day.
Yes.
And Granny instilled all kind of values and everything. But when I went and hung out with my friends, you would not have known that I had any home training at all a lot of times. You know? And so it kind of unnerves me when people say, oh, well, you got to lock the parents up. Well, why? It's the kids. A lot of times just peer pressure is one thing. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, some people are scared in school and yeah, they'll get in a gang just so they can be protected on their way home. Martin, I've seen so much when I was in high school. I lost a lot of school friends in high school. We was at a funeral, Martin, and I promise you, the rival gang came down the block and started shooting at the funeral. Do you hear me? But they didn't talk about that in my era. I graduated out of high school in '93. They didn't talk about that then. They absolutely didn't. But that's trauma right there. You know what I'm saying? And
somebody turn their phone down. Somebody need to turn their mute their phone or turn their phone down. Go ahead, Kenya Nicole. Go ahead.
Yeah, so these young people, a lot of them, they didn't talk about that. It's like a cry for help. You know what I'm saying? That's trauma right there. You know what I'm saying? And
okay.
Somebody turn their phone down. Somebody need to turn their mute their phone or turn their phone down. Go ahead, Nicole.
Even when I used to live in Greater Grand Crossing, right? There was a lot of guys over there.
Hold on,
Martin,
sister.
I didn't even know
Hold
it.
Hold it, Kenya Nicole. Hold it.
It's all in the way.
Kenya, hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Kenya Nicole.
Coming with groceries.
Kenya Nicole.
Like,
Kenya Nicole, I need you to hold it. Hold it. Hold it for a minute. Let's get this audio together.
Okay.
Somebody, I don't know who it is, have their Facebook playing while they're listening on live. Please turn your Facebook down. Somebody, I don't know who it is. Marcus, is that you?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Kenya Nicole, you there? She probably hung up. I think she hung up.
All right.
You there? You still there? Okay.
Can you hear me, Martin?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, yeah. I just moved over in Inglewood like last year in May. All before that, like 9 years prior, I was living in Greater Grand Crossing. A lot of young guys over there, like I said, I did not know that they were gangbangers because they were so respectful. How you doing, ma'am? And, you know, I would talk to them. And a lot of times that's all it is. I mean, you can't go up and talk to a group of young people and try to say, hey, you need to change your life. But you can talk to these young people one-on-one and they'll listen. You hear what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
These the same people, when I looked on YouTube, I'm like, whoa, this is the same one that just brought my groceries to my door. And they did what?
Well,
I would not have known.
Let me just say this.
You know?
Hold it right there, my sister.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't do nothing, what type of results are we are expecting? If we just sit down and just let the youth do whatever they want to do, and we don't do anything,
right.
We have to do something, people. And listen, and I want to hear. These are two things that I hear all the time. We're gonna pray, and we want them locked up. Those are bailouts. We have to do more than just. We still have to pray, and we have to lock some of them up. We really do. I hate to say that. We have to lock some of our young people up and teach them a lesson.
We still have to pray.
Number 600. Hold on. 5630. You need to turn your phone down. 5630. Turn your Facebook down. They hung up. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Kingdom Nicole. So it's not. Listen, we're not. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead. Go ahead.
A lot of times you will get older people. I've heard them talking about the young folks. Them kids, they just, just terrible. And I'm like, you were young once, and what did you do? You was hanging out, maybe doing some different stuff, but you was doing the same thing, and the older people were talking about you. It's like, instead of judging, because we're not supposed to judge anyway, each one get one. You know what I'm saying? That's how it's supposed to go. I'm not scared to talk to young people. It's your approach. You know what I'm saying? You got some folks, if they talking, if somebody talk crazy to me, I'm not going to be receptive to what they saying either. And I'm full-grown adult. You know what I mean? So those are like, I'm sorry to say it, but they are like delicate flowers. They are impressionable. You know what I mean? And a lot of them are just crying out for help because they're not getting it at home. I'm not saying all of them because we can't generalize like that. Some of them kids are like crying out for help. I don't know what that answer is, but I don't think that everybody needs to get locked up. I really don't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that, but I know we need some more resources that we don't have. We definitely need more resources for them things to do. I mean, when I went to school, they had, you could do, wood shop and all that other
But Keena
stuff.
Nicole,
I don't think they do that.
Keena Nicole, there are things that they can do that's out here. Listen, they're not just going to, as a parent of a teenager, there are things that our teenagers can get involved. We have to be resourceful. If we just sitting here waiting on things to fall in our lap, it's not going to happen. We have to search out. We have to figure out what we're going to put our children in. You got the city of Chicago. They have a lot of jobs. You got a lot of places that they can volunteer. So we have to get involved. We just can't take our sons and daughters and drop them off and keep going. Don't meet the person who's working with them. So there are some resources out here. There are some things that our children can get involved, but just think about this. We'll say Cottage Grove. Okay, you got the west side of Cottage Grove, you got the east side of Cottage Grove. We just picked 79th. You may have the guys that's on the east side of Cottage Grove can't go on the west side and vice versa. So the program that's booming is on the west side of Cottage Grove. So only people that can benefit from the program are the ones on the west side of Cottage Grove because of the gang culture. You got to remember that too as well.
That's true.
You got to remember that because you have programs, but our young people can't attend because it's on a different gang territory. Not that they're in the gang. See, if you live on the east side of Cottage Grove, you live on that side, so they might consider you as being this such and such gang. But that may not be the case. You just happen to live on this side, or your brother is involved in that. So we're facing, our young people are facing a lot of entities. And people, we have to learn the language. When I say language of the young people, the way they think, what's going on. A lot of us parents, even myself, I'm out of touch with a lot of things, even though I'm the crime chaser, and I'm still learning. The more I learn, the more I'm able to reveal to you guys, and the more you guys learn, you're able to come on this platform and share with us, just like I share with you what my 14-year-old daughter said. Now, I had no idea that was one of her greatest fears in school, being on lockdown. Now, that never came across my mind. Never. But hold on, I got another caller, 7365. Come on, caller. 7365.
Morning, Steve, South Holland.
Okay, yeah, okay, you got knocked off. Go ahead. You want to say something? Anyway.
I want to be clear on some things here. Yes, I did see the video, and it sickens me, but what I'm thinking is I agree with the lady that just called about, that she ran into some boys that help her with bring the groceries. That's what these kids need nowadays. They need love from the public. They need love from the village. Because some of them are not getting no love at home at all.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is there are jobs and resources out there, especially there are a lot of jobs are hiring. Why do you think that so many chains and stores are closing early? They're closing early because they have no enough staff. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you for that. Thank you. So these are the things, and let me just say this. And when we say jobs, I'm talking about like McDonald's, Kentucky Pop. Those jobs are okay for our teenagers to work. Those are perfect. Dunkin' Donuts, some of these little small coffee shops. Those jobs are okay. So those are okay jobs.
Martin, can I jump in?
Yes, sir.
A lot of them teenagers don't want those jobs. They want the big money that they see in the rap video. They want the fancy
No,
cars.
Marcus.
They want to live in the casino.
Marcus.
Some of them don't want those jobs.
Marcus, we all want big money, but you have to start from somewhere. We don't care what they want.
Yeah.
What we care about, they got to start from somewhere. You can't just start making big money. And listen, you got to start from somewhere. You have no experience. and things like that. You have to.
I agree with.
Yeah, I understand. Now, don't say all of them, because you listen. You see, when you go in these restaurants, who do you see working? Hispanics. They work in these jobs.
Yeah, and some of them don't understand that if they go work at McDonald's, they can own McDonald's one day.
Mm-hmm.
If they go learn how it works. If they take that, but the rap videos have made it look like that's beneath them. I'm not saying that they shouldn't do that. I worked at the hotel as a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that to know that the hospitality industry is a good industry to go in.
Mm-hmm.
What I mean by that, I learned how to do some things that I didn't learn at home that can make me some money if I really took the food service thing seriously. That's not me though. But I got that skill from working at the hotel. I know that when you walk into a restaurant, a lot of people don't do this. Hold your fork up in the light. If you see any dried up soap, call the waiter and tell them to take that fork back in the kitchen. I learned all of that working at the hotel. You can open up your own restaurant business. Any young person listening, I'm serious. He's right. There's nothing wrong with working at Popeyes or McDonald's. Right now, we complain about the drive-thrus being long because there's not enough young people working in the restaurants like it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's a need for you all.
Marcus, hold your thought for a second. Let me just say what Keith Thorne, y'all know Keith, 911 operator, former. Okay, Keith said, Marcus, you can verify this. Park districts in all neighborhoods have summer camps from 9 to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Many CPS schools have summer programs, some of which are paid. The city of Chicago hires thousands of children up to 24 years old for summer jobs.
Yep.
All right. Interns, and will even keep them if they do well. Plenty of jobs are hiring for multiple job wanting young people. There are tons of community organizations, many being for Blacks and Latinos and minorities, helping our people, our youth. We need to stop it with this whole false narrative of there being no opportunities out there for our youth. There are plenty of opportunities. These kids don't want it. They want quick money and not hard-earned money. All right. Now, let me say that. I'm going to let you say something, Marcus. Let me say this. Now, listen. It's human nature, Brother Keith, for anybody to get something easy. It's in our nature to take shortcuts. Now, anybody know with discipline, you have to build. You don't start at the top. You start at the bottom and work your way up. You have to train your mindset. That comes from teaching. You have to teach your teenager, hey, listen, you want them Jordans? It may take you a whole month to work and save to get those Jordans. You have to give them a goal. You have to give them realistic goals. Some people don't have that training nor mindset of how to go to work 9 to 5. Some people work until they get their first check. Then they quit. Then they want to hang out with the fellas on the corner. You know, so go ahead, Marcus. I just wanted to say that to you. Go ahead, Marcus.
Basically, you said a mouth said a lot there. So basically, just to piggyback on what he was saying, all of those programs been around forever. There's also when they have after school programs. They teach these kids how to get jobs at the park district. There's a shortage of lifeguards right now. A lot of outdoor swimming pools will be closed because there are no lifeguards to be at those pools. If they go apply, but another thing, the park district doesn't put it out there enough. No, those kids are not going to go on the park district website because they don't know where to go. So it has to be put out in the churches. It has to be put out. It's not being broadcast enough. This has been going on for years where they hire kids as young as 14 years old to work. What else do I want to say on the matter? What people are saying, somebody said something about Lori Lightfoot. That would have been a bloodbath if she had turned those police officers loose. And it wouldn't have, the riots wouldn't have never ended. because police would have been killing kids over materialistic things that can easily be replaced. Most of those stores had insurance on them, and some of those stores were doing that their own self to get the insurance money.
Mm-hmm.
And the mayor got blamed for it.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And they were doing it with Rahm Emanuel. They were going downtown mob action with Rahm Emanuel. The only mayor that I don't remember so much of it happening was during Mayor Daley era. But Rahm Emanuel, all through Rahm Emanuel area, they were doing the knockout, just running on people, knocking them out.
Well, Marcus, hold this thought. Monique said it earlier. Monique McGee. Hey, Monique, if you're still on here. During the Bulls championship run, the city was looted. They rioted. They did. They broke in stores, broke windows. We forget about that. That was under Mayor Daley. Think about
I forgot about that myself. In the 90s,
yeah,
they sure did. Turned over cabs,
yeah,
set CTA buses on fire. Yeah, they went loose. It wasn't as widespread.
Yeah. Well,
but they cut loose over
there. They cut loose.
And downtown.
Yeah, they cut loose. So
nobody wants to talk about that.
Yeah. So Monique said that I ain't gonna take credit for that. Yeah, you're right. So, and let me just say something, people. The same things, trust me, even when they had structure out here, they still was killing and shooting. Still. Now, what y'all don't know is back in the 80s to 2000s, they had over 1,000 homicides, but it never, 80s and 90s, never in the 2000s, it never reached up to 1,000. So which area is really bad? Think about it. Just think about it, people. Think about it. That's something to think about. We had
90s or something else.
Yeah, we had more homicides in the 90s. We had the projects up on State Street and Federal and all that. We had a daily war out here between the BDs and the GDs, and it was a lot going on. And there was structure out here then, but it was a lot of murders. So now when I hear people say destruction and all that, but young people, remember, a lot of murders happened back then in the 90s and the 80s, wasn't even recorded, wasn't even brought out. Some of them you didn't even know about. Now, in this social media age, you'll know about everything because it's social media. We living in a different set of rules.
It's everything goes on social media.
Yeah.
It's not watered down like mainstream media.
Right. That's right.
It was happening in the 80s and the 90s, and I go so far as to say it was happening in the 70s.
Yes, it was. We had 70s. It was over 1,000 people killed in the 70s as well. So people, we have to learn our facts and what's going on. We just be doing these barbershop talking points. We have to do a lot of research. So we did every young person age. I don't care if you were born in the 60s. I don't care if you was born in the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s, and 2000. All those ages, teenagers had sex, they drink, they smoke, they rebelled against their parents. All of us had that in common. The 60 babies, the 70 babies, the 80 babies, the 90 babies, and the 2000. Now, did every child do that? No, but every one of those people that was born in those eras, they had their time of chaos in their teenagers' year. So don't get on this platform and act like these babies are the 2023. They the only ones bad. No, a lot of us was bad in our age too, in our age bracket too.
That's what made these kids of today the way they are from the yesterdays. Just think about that. Or better yet, go take a walk in the cemetery and read the tombstone in the blocks. Read them real good. And you'll find out that ain't nothing changed but the age, but the looks maybe. But ain't nothing changed. Teenagers are teenagers.
Yeah. And let me just say something. To the young people out there that's hitting licks, let me talk y'all language. You card cracking and whatever you're doing and fraud, whatever. Listen, you're not going to be able to do that for a lifetime. Eventually, you're going to get caught. So your best suggestion is not to do it. And if you're into it, back out of and go get your job. Square up. Because you're going to get caught. All it takes is one of your friends, you get something, he or she is hating on you, jealous of you, and drop a dime on you. That's what we said back in the drop a dime and snitch on you and tell on you. So I'm telling you, if you are a drug dealer, if you are a card cracker, if you are a booster, snatch and grab, there's no future in that. Eventually, you'll get caught, serve jail, maybe even get killed, or a carjacker. I know it's big money. Some of you guys carjacking, you stealing catalytic converters and all that. You're not going to be able to do that for the rest of your life. It's not going to last. It's only temporarily. You said, well, Martin, I could make $500 off one piece, and it'd take me 2 weeks to make that. But guess what? You got a peace of mind. You can sleep at nighttime, and you don't have to worry about the police kicking down your door. You don't have to worry about that. And that's an old saying that we should say, easy come, easy go. The money that you sweat and labor hard for, trust me, you more to do the right thing with that opposed to getting easy money. I just know I'd experienced, people. Trust me. I've been on this earth 54 years. I'm telling you. All right. All right. Anybody want to say anything else? We get ready to close out. Got about.
Well, I'll say this.
Go ahead.
It feels good when you work hard for your money and you look back and see what you've done, even though you may be working for a company. But it feels good to bring home that paycheck. Cash it. You got your own bank account. And you ain't got to worry about no cops kicking your door down. All you have to do is worry about who your friends are, because everybody don't want to see you happy.
Okay. Anybody else?
Calm down.
Anybody else? Anybody want to say anything? All right. Well, we're gonna leave it. We're going to leave it at that. This is live, uncut, unedited. I hope you guys have learned some things today. We're still learning the young people language. And I want to say this too. I'm going to say this. And Marcus, you can witness to this, and those that follow me, I've been saying for years, to search your children's room for guns and drugs. Been telling you that for years. Even if you search their room when they're at school, been telling you for years. So these are some of the things that we can do to avoid our young people out there committing crimes. And these are things that we could do. Now, I heard somebody on here wrote on there, a lot of our young people they have a sense of entitlement. Yes, they do. And as parents, those of us that grew up dirt poor, that didn't have the latest this and latest that, what we do as parents, we make sure that our sons and our daughters never had to go through what we went through. But sometimes we have to let them suffer, to get teased a little bit at school, to show them the appreciation of us buying these expensive Michael Jordans, expensive phones, the expensive Apple Watches and tablets and computers and things like that. So we have to give our children tasks. Okay, my daughter, she wanted a iPhone. But I told her, you have to bring your grades up. I don't reward negative behavior. She brought her grades up. She got that phone. She got a good one too. So I rewarded her. And only obligation I gave her, when I give you this cell phone, I need that pass lock code. She said, no problem, Dad, no problem. And that's what I'm talking about. So we have to communicate with our children. And a lot of times, our children ride in the car with us, our teens, and they have no communication with us. They're on their cell phones. Mines do it too. Texting. I'm sitting right there just texting. At the dinner table, texting. People, that communication. We have to communicate back and forth with our teenagers. We have to learn their language. We have to it. Because if we don't learn it, guess what's going to happen? They are going to shut down and they're going to become rebellious. Our teenagers are facing school lockdowns. They're facing gangs. They have a lot of peer pressure. They, and of course, it's not cool to talk with good grammar or get good grades. So we have a lot of things that our young people face. Bullying as well. I was hearing about a parent told me that I believe her son was being bullied. He never told his mom. His mom found out. That's embarrassing to be bullied. And it's embarrassing for a young person to tell their parents because they're afraid. And a lot of our teenagers, they talk back and they think they're grown. But then when you go to school, your peers punk you out. Now you come back and talk back to your parents, give back talk, and now your own peers, the one that you should be talking back to, you give them the respect that you're supposed to give to your parents at home. Because let me tell you, young people, anybody that introduces you to drugs is not your friend. Young people, listen to me. Anybody that introduces you to drugs are not your friend. They're trying to destroy you, young people. And listen, young male, there's no badge of honor for being arrested, getting locked up at all. You don't want to mess yourself up. You don't want to live a career life of being in crime. It's not a good feeling. Knowing that any given minute you can get arrested. No one in their right mind wants to be locked up for 20 hours a day, 22 hours a day. No one. I'm talking to young people. No one. So as an adult, as a grandfather, I'm not expecting 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old to act like a grandfather. I'm not expecting you guys to carry yourself as an adult. All right? So as an adult, as a grandparent, we should allow room for improvement when it comes to our young people. They're going to make dumb decisions when we're not around. They're going to do things that we don't approve of. And it goes back to the question. If we can take credit for the good things that they do, we also have to take responsibility and credit for the bad things that they do. Now, if you get on here, you bragging about how your daughter got straight A's, but now you find out that your daughter is pregnant at a teenage. Now you don't want to accept that. Well, what do you mean, Mark? Accept that. Now, she's great on this end, but on this end, she slipped up and got pregnant. You didn't even know she was having sex. You never had that sex conversation with her. So these are things that I'm talking about. These are real life issues, people, that we have to acknowledge. I heard Marcus say a long time ago, we as the Black community, we do not want to acknowledge that we have a gun problem within our own community with our young people. And we do have a problem. And let me put this out there too. Ever since they made legal weed in the city of Chicago, I thought it was a bad idea. Our young people got off the chain with drugs. One thing we don't ever want to do as adults, we never want to send a wrong message to our young people. We can't tell them in one hand that weed is bad for you, you shouldn't be smoking it. Then in another hand, they turn around and making it legal and they selling it. So I mean, this is the truth, people. This is a mixed up society. This is a gangster city. They still doing tours of Al Capone, but they tell you not to shoot and kill and drive-bys. That's all they ever done. Al Capone was a murderer, a bootlegger, killer. But you guys here in Chicago, you glorify that. Then when our children go out there and do drive-bys and shooting and killing and all that, they animals and they this and that. But to turn around in the same way, you celebrate Al Capone, who was a murderer. He's nobody to look up to for the future of Chicago, for our young people. What are we promoting in the city of Chicago? Are we promoting violence or what? Or are we promoting peace? This is my story and I'm sticking with it. Peace out, people. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. I love being black. And that's the tell the truth and shame the devil. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is live, uncut, unedited. This is your boy Martin G. Johnson, aka the Crime Chaser, live, uncut, unedited. Listen, we say things that you think, but you're afraid to say it. And that's what we say on this page. So if you are offended of what we say, maybe this is not the page that you want to be at. So thank you for tuning in. I want to thank all my wonderful followers for sharing the video, for those that's tuning in. And I want to thank my trolls too, because you're making it better, so much better. Thank you so much. Peace out. Good night, everybody. Good night.